The next meta Yu-Gi-Oh decks.
My guy, I already told you the truth about Age of Overlord a couple of days ago.
I mean, it does have some huge gems that will change Yu-Gi-Oh as we know it, and today I'm gonna be going into detail about those huge changes. And if you're looking for some booster boxes for the low big dog, the place that I go to is rarecandy.com. Seriously, I'm not saying this because I'm sponsored, I'm saying this is because their boxes are ridiculously cheap. Be sure to use my link down below in the pinned comment as well as the description to help support the channel, and I'll also be posting personal deck lists on my Patreon for helping me pay my editors. Without further ado, let's talk about how Yu-Gi-Oh has changed in the next Yu-Gi-Oh meta. So Age of Overlord actually takes a different approach when it comes to empowering powerful Yu-Gi-Oh decks than some other sets. It actually released a couple of strategies that can be used alongside of some older strategies to make them more powerful, and that's going to be one of the biggest things that's going to happen because of this set. Big dog, we got to talk about it. The Diabell Star. Holy crap, reading is hard. The Diabell Star and the Sinful Spoil cards are going to be really powerful and empower a couple of good Yu-Gi-Oh decks. But first, a quick breakdown. Diabell Star the Dark Witch can special summon itself by sending another card you have to the graveyard, and then can set a Sinful Spoil cards from your deck to your side of the field. The main draw is to set original Sinful Spoil Snake Eye to your side of the field, and then you can use that card to send any card, including Diabell Star, to special summon a level 1 fire monster. This little 1-2 punch gives you access to any level 1 fire monster in the game, but if you wanted to play more of a Snake Eye Diabell Star engine, you can summon Snake Eye Ash, which can also consequently search any level 1 fire. Sinful Spoil's Hunter Fiend not only adds Diabell Star from your deck to your hand, but also gives you a little bit more recovery for the cards that you're sending to the graveyard. And the deck really doesn't stop there. If you want to expand the engine, you can incorporate cards like Sinful Spoil's Doom and Betrayal. These cards actually have some powerful disruptive effects. And to be honest with you, I think that there's some potential with Diabell Star Sinful Spoils. But for right now, the strategy is heavily used in other strategies to make them more powerful, kind of like Rescue Ace.
I'm in danger!
Rescue Ace was already seen as a pretty good deck, and its biggest problem was its consistency. It could get you into Rescue Ace Hydrant without committing your normal summon, which is huge for the deck. My guy, you forget about Rescue Ace Hydrant's secret effect? You can't target it with cards like Infinite Impermanence if I can normal summon another Rescue Ace. My guy, racism never felt so good. Wait, what? Then there's Infernal Knight, which ironically has been getting support throughout the year, being able to summon a monster like Infernal Knight Ricadetto, which can ironically special summon an Infernal card that you discarded for your Sinful Spoils engine, and also allow you to be able to go through your full combo without committing your normal summon, makes the deck a little bit more malleable to cards like Nibiru the Primal Being. Infernal might just be that hot fire, my friend, I'm just saying. Fortunately enough, this engine isn't just for strategies that were already considered competitive. There's some rumblings about the Invoked engine being really good because of Diablo Star. Since this engine does send cards to the graveyard and doesn't need your normal summon, Alistair can actually provide you cards to send to your graveyard to be able to fuse with Invocation, and you can play more Sinful Spoils and Diabell Stars inside of the Invoked engine because it's so small. Finally, TGs do get more support and are supported by this Sinful Spoil engine. TG Rocket Salamander just so happens to be a level 1 fire monster that you can special summon. And with the new cards, the TG deck can not only make some powerful synchro monsters, Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Calamity on the opponent's turn is not out of the question. Man, it seemed like all these synchro decks just want to summon Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Calamity. It's almost like Konami should have banned. Nah, they ain't gonna do something like that. I will admit, it is kind of cool how one particular strategy can provide so much synergy for other Yu-Gi-Oh decks, whether if they're already competitive or not. And it's actually done again with the Horus strategy that's coming out. Unfortunately, Horus isn't built off of being able to summon Horus level 8 to your side of the field. It's a strategy that's built off of King Sarcophagus, allowing you to discard cards from your hand to send Horus monsters from your deck to the graveyard. These Horus monsters can then special summon themselves as long as you control King Sarcophagus, and has effects if your opponent decides to get rid of cards on the field. But to be honest, you can throw all that out of the window. The most important thing is that King Sarcophagus allows you to discard 4 times per turn. My guy, what are you thinking? This card says we can discard 4 times per turn. What kind of effect is that? The Horus monsters are really good at allowing you to power into level 8 monsters, and one of them just so happens to be the Zombie Vampire. Not only can it send the top cards off of your deck to the graveyard, it can special summon one of them. This is amazing for tier limit players. King Sarcophagus allows you to be able to send cards like a Yugioh and Kelbeck to the graveyard to gain their effects to send 5 cards, but also keeps the deck going by giving them more monsters to be able to link and Exceed with. And the irony about the Horus cards in tier limits is that it allows them to play really aggressive by using cards that they normally wouldn't use. Cards like Fiendish Rhino Warrior and Unchained Shyama become almost must plays when you can discard them from the hand to gain their effects, alongside of other cards that are commonly played like Destiny Hero Malicious. Essentially, my friend, tier limits is becoming the modern day Lightsworn. And I don't know how you want to feel about that, because people hate this deck. Come on, big dog, you ain't hate Lightsworn. You never hated Lightsworn. And just like Diabell Stars, the Horus engine actually opens up for more than just one deck. Therion was a deck that players did not see as powerful when it first came out, unless it was mixed with Punk. And the reason why is because Therions can't function properly without being able to send them to the graveyard to summon other Therion. You see what I'm doing here? Not only do the Horus cards get Therion monsters to the graveyard, as well as spell cards like Aggro Engine System, which can essentially toolbox a Therion back to your hand, it also allows you to easily Exceed summon into 8. Monsters like Gigantic Champion Sargus come to mind because it not only searches Therion cards from your deck to your hand, it can provide a form of disruption if you put other Exceed 8 monsters to your field. So basically, this is a match made in heaven. Horus Volcanic and Horus Phantomite are also pretty good combinations. Being able to combine King Sarcophagus with Volcanic Shell means that you'll have quite a few cards to be able to discard to send your Horus cards to the graveyard. And a lot of Phantom Knight cards can actually benefit from being in the graveyard, ranging from allowing you to search other Phantom Knight cards to special summoning monsters to your side of the field. The thing that I like the most about those two strategies is that it's pretty much limited to whatever you can think of. There's so many good potential combinations and theories. I'm pretty sure we'll find a couple of more as the format goes on. Moving on, stop me if you heard this already, but Mannadium actually has the support that it needs to take it to the top meta. Mannadium players, how long have you been saying this? You're better off just touching grass here.
This set is all year Mannadium best deck.
Mannadium players remind me of Cowboys fans that want to be married. Of course, you want that ring, you expect that ring, but deep down, you know it's never gonna happen. All right, big dog, don't kill me. I'm just kidding, because like the Cowboys, Mannadium actually does have some really good support. Visa Samsara doesn't solve every single one of the Mannadium problems, but it actually does solve one. Mannadium has been notorious for needing multiple cards to be able to make its full combos. With Visa Samsara, the deck can pretty much do it just with that one card. It's actually kind of crazy what Visa Samsara can do. This one single card can allow you to synchro summon into 8, but also give you a fusion level 8 monster in Vicious Astrolaut, which can subsequently lead to an Exceed 8 as well. And there's some pretty powerful Exceed level 8s, my guy. I'm gonna be cooking with this card. Before, Mannadium didn't have any great on-theme level 6s, but Mannadium Trusuka not only fixes that, it actually provides a bridge for you to be able to synchro to 8 by special summoning level 2 monsters from your graveyard, and can modify the levels of your tuner monsters to 2. It's actually kind of cool how far Mannadium has come, because with these 2 new cards, it might be the time for this deck to be able to dominate. At the very worst, these 2 cards not only provide a way for Mannadium to make more combos, it actually opens the avenue for other decks that can use it, and even possibly Scareclaw. Vanquished Soul just got 2nd place at YCS Dortmund, and now because of Age of Overlord, it's going to get so much stronger. The biggest problem with Vanquished Soul was actually getting legitimate fire targets, but now with the new Vanquished Soul Zheilong, it not only has a fire target, it has another way to continue playing just in case the opponent decides to get rid of the original monster.
Let's also not forget that change the battle position effect, my guy. Imagine if your opponent gives you a healthy do you smell what the rock is cooking, a Nibiru, and then you summon Zheilong to switch that token to the attack.
And just to make sure that Vanquished Soul does have another follow-up, Vanquished Soul Snow Devil does help you do that. It not only can provide a free Vanquished Soul monster to your side of the field, while also providing burn damage, which can come up in time. It can make your Vanquished Soul monsters unaffected and then destroy all monsters on the field. It's pretty much a better Torrential Tribute at times. Vanquished Soul gets often accused as that Helmet Floodgate Yu-Gi-Oh deck, but in actuality, it really isn't. The real one is Labyrinth. Easy.
My guy, Floodgates just became more floodgatey.
Labyrinth is another strategy that was already doing pretty good, but because of Arius to Labyrinth Butler, the deck is going to be so much better. Arius works similar to some of the furniture cards. It can send itself to the graveyard to be able to special summon a Labyrinth or set a normal trap card, and that trap card can be activated that turn. This is crazy good because you can consider it kind of like Labyrinth Cuckoo Clock. It allows you to activate normal trap cards. Normal. We're gonna get errated to death, aren't we? But even outside of that, Arius actually has a little bit more value than you think. Because this monster is a level 6 Fiend monster and Labyrinth has already been playing cards like Shavar of the Unchained, you can easily be able to Exceed summon into monsters like DDD Wave King Caesar, which has been really popular for Unchained. Holy crap, Labyrinth's just got a whole nother layer. And seeing that Arius can summon herself typically when your opponent stops one of your Labyrinth cards, she can then get the ball rolling by setting another Labyrinth trap or being able to special summon a Labyrinth monster to continue on with your plays. And those are the decks that I think will be heavily evolved in our Age of Overlord meta. I actually can't wait to do a tier list to talk about all of the strategies inside of Age of Overlord, as well as the strategies that we're currently playing, and some ones that did get a boost. Of course, big dog, you already know what to do. If you already enjoyed this content, be sure to check out these other videos, and make sure you're subscribing and joining the Shadow Gang so we can stay strong. I'll catch you on the next video.